Sakeena, remind me why you came to Headington Rye.
Well, my sister originally came here she's like 3 years older than me, so she came here a couple of years back, and she really loved the experience here. She felt the support that she gained was really, really amazing. And then I came and visited about when she was in year 13.
So what's she doing now?
So she's at Queen Mary's currently studying medicine.
Oh,
I think she was the only one in her cohort to actually just study medicine.
Wow, fantastic. Great. And actually your little sister's coming as well, isn't she?
Yes, hopefully she's starting in September. She's very excited. I've sort of given her tips on how around, the second daughter's coming and the third, but hopefully she'll be fine. Yeah.
That's great. And actually I do remember meeting her because it was wonderful. Your family hosted me when I came over and so you met your mum and dad. But of course I have such a link with your family because of course you and your whole family grew up in High Wycombe, which is where, in fact, I think your dad went to the same school as my son went.
He went to John Hampden and then Wycombe Abbey's there, which I remember you previously teaching there. And so big link.
So it was lovely to have that link, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think I do know quite a lot about your family, but of course when I first met you, it wasn't in face to face, was it, Zainab?
So I remember when I first joined, the first time I actually had like a Headington Rye experience was when I did my interview with you online. And I just remember like after the interview, obviously as a 15, 16-year-old, interviews can be quite daunting, but I felt so like happy and like I felt very welcome to begin with. And I just remember getting off like the little Google Meet call and just feeling, wow, I'm so excited to go here.
Do you remember one of the things we talked about?
Oh my gosh, I was going to go watch FIFA.
We were talking about the World Cup.
Yeah, we like completely sidetracked.
We did all about football, didn't we?
Indeed.
Because of course football's a really big thing here. We've been here. Of course lots of sports are as well. So, I mean, actually, what are the sort of things that you've done in the time you've been here? I mean, just give an idea of some of those things you've been doing.
Yeah, so I love to sort of get straight into involving the boarding community.
Yeah.
So last year, part of the Boarders Connect Club, which was started, so then, doing events with other houses as well. I tried out the debate club for a while because there was a period of time where I thought about doing law and I was like, let me try out the debate club. Didn't sort of get into it the most, but I really did enjoy the experience. I thought it was quite valuable.
And what are you planning for us in the boarding at the moment?
So, as International Student Leader for Boarding, currently planning the International Evening. We've got a couple of sign-ups already. I think everyone's sort of getting excited, myself included. And so hopefully...
Will you be dancing?
Should we get that a secret or should I
We will wait to see, but there'll be lots of music and dance and celebrating cultures from everywhere around the world, won't it?
It really celebrates also within the boarding houses as well. You've got from year 7 to year 13 as well, so you can really connect with those who are from the same country as you and you may not have known that, and you can connect with those people as well.
So of course when you're in boarding school, sort of food and everything's really important, and particularly if you're Muslim as well, it's really important. So how does that work? Does it work with the dining room and everything?
I think one of like the greatest blessings in a way here is that there's so many options for everyone, and especially as Muslims, halal food is something that obviously we require and we like really do look forward to. And honestly, the quality of food has never been compromised, and our lovely chefs, they really make us nice halal things every single day in so many different varieties and forms, from like Mexican nights to Indian nights to even the love Turkish night. And I think it's a really nice way.
Special,
indeed.
And also, of course, Ramadan's coming up. So how, you've both been through Ramadan once here at school. So remind us, what happens and how do we do that? How do we celebrate it as a school? I'm not sure celebrate's the right word, but how do we mark it as a school? What sort of things do we do?
I think when the month does begin, we usually have like a diverse assembly, just explaining what it is. And obviously, since not the most of the population isn't a Muslim here, but I think through the assembly, all the pupils and the staff are very well educated, and like the respect and the enthusiasm they show is really nice. But also equally in the boarding community, I feel that it's so well represented, and that when we wake up to eat before starting our fast, the kitchens are open, they're always stocked, we're provided with dates, juices, and at the end when it's Eid, our big celebration, we have a lovely party as a boarding community as well. And I think it's just a great way to really celebrate each diverse individual's culture and kind of signify the importance to them as well.
And you're really passionate, aren't you, about sort of world issues as a whole, and you've got involved in something here Headington Rye. You did at your previous school as well. Which school did you go to previously?
I went to British School of Tehran.
And is that
BSD?
Same. We went to the same.
That's right. You did. Yes. That's right. And I remember visiting there and then remembering you both really well. But what did you do there that you do now that you absolutely love here?
So I've been part of Model United Nations since I was in year 7, I'd like to say.
And I remember back in the old school.
Yeah. And I was so keen and excited to know that it was as big of a thing here. And I've been part of MUN since I joined last year, and I've been able to be for a little bit the Secretary General here as well. And I really enjoyed. We hosted a conference at Headington Rye last year with other local schools in Oxford, but equally we participate in other schools, and I'm able to train the younger year 7s as well, and it really allows me to feel how I felt when I was in year 7, and I really enjoy it.
It's fantastic to have that sort of tradition of people being able to speak out and learn about other things. It's so important, I think, and particularly in the world today, that we all appreciate each other. And that's something we've been doing actually in the last couple of weeks, actually here in our assemblies, actually, and talking about other faiths and the importance of that. Martin Luther King we talked about, and etc. So absolutely important. But obviously being part of here in the sixth form is all about preparing for the next steps.
Indeed.
So remind me what A-levels you're doing and what you're planning to do.
So I'm studying biology, chemistry and economics at A-level, and hopefully planning to do medicine in the future.
Okay, so we've been helping you with that application.
Indeed we have.
I mean, as one of my head girls, I get to hear from her all the time about how it's going. So you've just had an interview for Bahrain, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've done my Bahrain interview, and I've also done my in the UK Leicester interview recently. And
you did UK CAT and everything like that. So and that's really helped you prepare, hasn't it? And we have lots of talks and things. We'll talk about some of those things we have.
Yeah, so I feel like the support, not just for medicine, but all around, is so great. Like, especially as a medic, there is that extra bit you need to be able to really strengthen your application. And through our head of biology and with all the different biology teachers, chemistry teachers, they run MedSoc, and through MedSoc we're able to practice UCAT questions, practice interview preparation, but also talk to they're able to get guest speakers in, which allow us to explore different professions or really strengthen that understanding of the vocation we're able to walk into.
So I was just actually looking at the list of some things coming even the next week. There's about 3 MedSoc talks, all different.
There's one today.
Yeah, I was just thinking all of these different ones. So, of course, being here in the city of Oxford, we've got so many hospitals around, we've got 2 major universities, so the opportunity for academics and professionals to come in here and talk to you is absolutely fantastic. We actually helped you before Christmas, didn't we? I know you're still not sure what you're going to do, but talk us through how we helped you before Christmas.
So, just to preface, I study maths, economics and history, and I was planning to go into the field of economics and finance. However, I did decide to apply for some apprenticeships this summer, which I only found out last year because it's a relatively new thing. And with the support of the sixth form community, I had a final stage interview for one of the Big Four, which was a great achievement, I will say.
Absolutely, we're so proud of you.
And I really think that I gained the support from many of the members of staff here. Like
what did we do? What did we do?
We got a mock interview.
We gave you a mock interview with my bursar, didn't we?
Mr. Cousins just showed up and I was like, okay, we're having a mock interview with 2 people. But I really did think it really, really did help sort of prepare, because, I mean, when you're 18 years old, I mean, I'm not doing medicine, I'm aware that medicine interviews are a thing, but you don't have those kind of interviews until you're a graduate. So having that thing at our age as well, it can be definitely daunting, but I think the practice that I had in school definitely prepared me to be a lot more calm and sort of centered when I went into the real thing.
So what we try and do very much is give you an opportunity to try all those different things, don't we? So whatever you are going for, just to come to us and say, we're trying to do this and how can we help you? I think that's really important. And you've been working with people from other schools in MUN and other things, so tell me about that.
Since we've been able to host our local Oxford MUN conference here, we've invited MCS, Radley, and other sixth form colleges, and I think it's a really great experience, not just for me, but I think all the girls in general, as it really gives us that exposure of working with people outside our little comfort zone and really explore, especially in something like MUN, where the diversity of opinions is so valuable, and working with these different students from different schools, from different ages, really allowed us to connect and further deepen our knowledge on all the pressing issues we've been debating. And honestly, just from a networking point of view, I think we've made friendships that we will continue throughout our lives.
No, that's brilliant. And also, of course, Oxford itself is really well located. So do you go, you go to London for things or into Oxford? What sort of things do you do other than shopping? I'm sure you do a fair amount of that as well. But what else do you do?
I mean, no, I will say, because my sister lives in London as well, it's really easy to go back and forth, especially for talks and stuff like that. Like when I had my interview, for example, it was in London. There's the Oxford Tube that takes you literally right outside from Headington into London. And example, like talks and things like that for economics, I was like a big advocate of that. So it's really easy and accessible to go into it, especially in the boarding community. It's really easy. You just sort of tell the boarding community, I would like to go to London for the day, and it's more than possible to do so. So it's really
and of course the airport. You can just literally from outside the front door get on the coach and go straight to the airport, can't you? Which works really well.
It's really convenient that despite when our flights are, there's just that one tube bus we have to take, and we're straight away at Heathrow. And honestly, it's a great blessing because as part of our school community, there are a lot of international boarders, and that is something that we do look for when we come to school. And I think having these facilities so close by has made going home and travelling home a lot easier.
And what are the sort of things you're going to miss when you finally leave? I mean, I can't believe you've been here for... I feel I know you so well, and you haven't been here for much more than a year. It's amazing.
It's been like a year and a half now I think about it, and it's almost exam season as well.
I know, so things you're going to miss, but also what would you say to the younger yourselves? You know, if you were reaching out to any of your friends at your previous school or other schools maybe in Saudi who are sort of 14 and 15 and thinking about coming here, what are the sort of things what should they really know about this school, do you think?
I mean, I would definitely say take every opportunity you can.
Yeah.
Because I will say the school does offer a lot of opportunities, whether it's talks, whether it's clubs, whether it's just sort of trying something out of your comfort zone. For example, I joined debate.
Yes.
Example, or economics, the amount of economics talks we've had, the amount of support the teachers give you as well, I will say, take advantage of it. You're going to need it. Even though our whole economics department have been really, really helping us right now. And even if you think you're going to be like a strain on the teachers, they're more than happy to help out, especially over like Christmas break when we had our mock prepare.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they would send them work.
You sent them work over Christmas?
Yes.
Really, weren't you?
Yeah.
And they're responding to you. They are great, aren't they?
They're really, really good. So I would say definitely just take advantage of your teachers. They're there to help you, and they really care about your future and making you help you get the best grade you can.
Brilliant. What would you say then?
I think equally as like a young 14-year-old, it is daunting starting somewhere new, especially coming from two of us who've been at our previous school for a very long time. I think
we both since year three.
Oh wow!
School,
and we left in year 11, so that was basically home to us. And obviously starting somewhere new is very difficult. But I think the support outside of the academic environment is endless. The pastoral care and also just the check-ins, and we get said goodnight every night when we go to sleep. And it's just these small things that the school does really makes it feel like home. And I think it is such a great opportunity for any aspiring young girl or any young individual to have that exposure to the independence and equally being respected as an adult, but getting that support you need. And as Sakeena mentioned, the endless opportunities. I think it couldn't be emphasized enough, from the leadership opportunities at school.
Well, I was just going to think about leadership. Both of you have got leadership roles. I mean, and yet you came into an environment where there are other girls here in boarding, and both of you have got boarding. I mean, you're head of boarding, aren't you? And you're international. You're really leading that really important area of school. So that's fantastic, isn't it? And you felt inspired to, after being here like 4 or 5 months, going for a role like that. So, and that's made a difference to you, those roles?
I honestly think it has. Some of the friendships I've created, I don't think I would have been so close with so many of these people.
Yes.
And the opportunity it's given me to be able to connect with the younger students as well. I really enjoy my role, and that is something I will really miss, is when prefect handover is not too far.
No, it's not very far.
Passing it on to the next head of boarding, I think we've had so much fun, especially working with the rest of the quad. And
do you think it's prepared you for university, this coming away from home? I mean, has that made a difference? Do you think it'll be easier for you when you go to university or whatever world might?
I definitely think it's a really good stepping stone, because I feel like if one comes from a place like Saudi, immediately just to the UK for university, you're going to be hit with a sort of shock, and you're not having your parents there and you're not having that care. So I think moving from there to a boarding house where you have that independence of you need to do everything yourself, but you still have that point of sort of contact if you need, and then I feel like it's a really good step to then moving into like uni accommodation, because then you know how to do stuff yourself, laundry and stuff like that, etc.
Cooking for yourself.
Yes. did cooking for uni elective last year. That was quite
yes,
good.
very important.
Yes.
Very important. We need to make sure you're self-sufficient when you leave us, don't you?
We're doing cooking in the house as well.
Yes, you do. That's right. That's great. That's brilliant.
No, definitely, I 100% agree. Some of the skills that you sometimes don't get such a good grasp on at home, you really get to define when you come away from your little bubble and your little comfort zone. But equally, I think it's just a great opportunity to make new friendships. So.
Well, I remember both of you, talking to you about your home, and then when I actually went there last year, I was so thrilled not only to meet your families and for them to host us so beautifully, but also to go to your school and just to understand a little bit more about Saudi and this fantastic community out there. And I really want to continue those links in. I did say to you as a joke, well, not as a joke, Bahrain, then I'll be out there anyway to see you there, be bringing you over, and maybe if I come out of time when you're at home after uni to also continue. And anyway, I've got your little sister as well joining
the legacy continue. That's the last one.
The last one.
I
can't get your brother, can I? Your brother's not, and your brother as well.
Can't take mine either.
Absolutely, but you have. I think both of you have really introduced me to Saudi, and I'd like to thank you for that. And I just would hope that we can get many more fantastic individuals just like you who will make such an impact on our school community. So I'm looking forward to going back again soon.
We're looking forward to having you soon.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.